Hello everybody, welcome back. This is the Benjinator, and you're watching Let's Play Xenogears, the greatest JRPG of all time. However, we are at the least fun part of this game. So we're at the Tower of Babel, we're climbing up, and this is why this is gonna suck, is because it's basically a platformer, and you still have battles like this, which isn't fun, and you're climbing a tower. Okay, this is kind of a new enemy. You have like basically a security tower, a drone gun, so to speak, with Japanese characters on there. Fortunately, I can't read them. Wish I could. That'd be cool. And then yeah, you have enemies like this. They're pretty much the only enemies here. They shoot these beams at you, and you gotta climb this tower, and if you fall back down, you gotta start over. Just like in the bottom part of this dungeon with the water, only this time you have much further to climb up. So far, this has been less of a headache than I remember previous times I played this game, but I might really fuck this up, so we'll see how this goes. I'll make sure to show you. And again, if I fall, you don't have to watch me climb like a second or third or seventh time. We're gonna try to make this as painless as possible. Also, Seitan Yuzuki has learned his double X technique, I believe. Stone rod. So all this stuff is great equipment for people that are not who we currently have in our party. So let's use some Omega Souls, even though they're not really necessary in this dungeon. Billy did die once. Forgot about that. So death blows. We still got a ways to go, but we'll be able to get there fairly soon. Still have a way to go on Billy, but yeah, for the time being. Later on, it's going to be a little different. But Seitan Yuzuki is basically maxed out on his death blows for now. So that double X, the Oogie, is probably the most powerful thing that he can use right now, as far as death blows. Alright, so here's another really annoying thing, is that these little dudes right here, they probably look familiar. These are actually moving platforms. But to get up on them, okay, first of all, to get up on them, well, first of all, you can't even go that way, which is really annoying. You have to go up and around. You have to jump on top of them, and you have to fight them before they activate. So you'll jump up on them, and there's going to be like a big flashy warning sign. And then what's going to happen is you're going to have to do battle with them, essentially. And by the way, if you guys are wondering, that little tech robot doesn't sell us any new equipment. He basically just restores your gear. So let's jump onto him and see, yeah. He's going to do the little flashy sign. Now we're going to have to fight a battle with very familiar enemies. But now we get to move upwards. Isn't that something? But you have to be very careful about jumping in this game, because especially with the weird camera angles, it can be sometimes difficult to see exactly where it is. So I sometimes recommend keeping it as kind of like an isometric angle, so that way you can see exactly where you're going. But really, it's whatever your preference is for proper, whatever you want to call it, proper jumping mechanisms. And as you can see, this can all be pretty treacherous. So you want to get that treasure chest, but to get that treasure chest, you have to jump on this guy right here, who's gonna flashy thing at you. So if I remember, the good thing is that these little dudes they never deactivate. Like, you know, once you've activated them once, they stay activated throughout. Even if you were to fall back onto the previous screen, you'd still be in okay shape. So we got some new gear ammo. Let me just equip some of this to actually make Billy's thing a little bit better. So, new ammo. For the big gun, we got nothing. Okay. So that's alright. So, yeah, once these elevators are activated, you don't have to reactivate them again, which saves you, at least 2 minutes of your life of not having to fight the same tedious-ass battle that you fought throughout the entirety of this dungeon. I mean, it really is. It's kind of a shame that there's not more variety with the monster types here. Just because, you can get pretty nasty after a while. Unfortunately, right now, I'm doing okay, but you never want to trust that it's going to remain that way. It's just so funny because I know I ranted about how much I dislike sewer levels, but in retrospect, the sewer level in this game is actually fairly short and sweet. This is not. Yeah, this is them trying to be innovative, and I kind of appreciate the effort. I just don't think that they pull it off particularly well. Okay, so now we're moving up to the next screen. And yes, this doesn't put us in the home clearing yet, guys. You can fall onto the bottom screen, and then you have to climb up again. So that's what makes it kind of a pain. So I should mention, well, okay, after this battle. Anyway, I should mention that this game does have other, I guess we call them innovative dungeon types. But those ones, in my opinion, are much better. They pull them off a lot in a much more convincing way. This one it's a valiant effort, but it's not exactly what you'd hope for. Okay, so this part, you got to be really careful with this jump, because if you miss and you fail, which we didn't, thankfully, you have to start all the way from the beginning. Yeah, so that can be really, really annoying. But we are going to be moving upwards, which is cool. So we're doing okay. We're doing all right for the time being. But again, you don't want to miss jumps like that. Here's another like one of these jumps that if you miss, you can just absolutely fail. So let's make sure we make this easy enough. Okay, so I think this, if I remember, is one of the more treacherous ones. You kind of have to. Just want to make sure I get the angling right on this. Yeah, so you kind of want to more go up against this side of the wall right here. And then I just want to make sure. And you see where that like little road thing is against the wall? You kind of want to jump down right there. There you go, cool. We're in good shape. So yeah, you use that backdrop right there, like the little island in between the roads. That is your guide to ensuring that you hit this spot right here. See, now this part is a little bit tricky. You want to jump right now. There you go, cool. Because, you don't, if you wait too long and you let that platform get too high, you have the problem like with Mario where you make a jump and then, you hit your head on the ceiling and it just totally throws you off and fucks you over. So, we don't want that. These battles are the worst. The worst, I tell you. Alright, so I think we might have made it, actually. Again, don't want to jinx anything. Don't want to jinx anything, but I think we might have actually made it through that part. Oh, yes. Yes, we did. That is amazing. Oh my god, I'm so happy. Okay, cool. Let me just sit here and relish this moment. I managed to actually get through the hardest part of the game without falling down. And so that was a lot harder than it looked. But we made it past the platforming. And now we're going to be going to the next part of the game. So, hooray! It's all downhill from here. And what I mean by that is that the game just gets better after then. There's no more low lights you have to look out for. So, anyway, we've made it, I think, to the top of the Tower of Babel, but not exactly sure. We'll find out where we are in the next episode of Let's Play Xenogears. This is the Benchinator, and thank you guys for watching.